As usual, this is 416 and yet another video, this time on comic tension. Comic tension is created often by the juxtaposition of wildly different elements when the audience is provoked to anticipate some hilarious catastrophe, embarrassment, or conflict. Another way to put it, comic tension isn't the joke itself, it is that slightly anxious feeling of anticipation as the audience waits for the punchline. It is the audience's nervous giggles as the snooty smug waiter in a tuxedo walks slowly towards the banana peel. Here, it is the contrast between the smug highbrow pretentiousness of the waiter and the slapstick lowbrow potential of slipping on a banana peel. In other words, if the waiter is tattered, humble, and earnest, then slipping on the banana peel isn't so much funny, it's just sort of sad. This is a long way of getting to the old saying that if a character is going to slip on a banana peel, put them in a tuxedo. You may notice a slight drop in production value in these videos from week to week. It really depends on how bad my deadlines are. In general, the content is the same. It's the sound design that suffers. Comic discrepancy. This is the comically extreme difference between what is presented and what the audience knows is actually real. These two extremes are juxtaposed, causing comic tension. A comedy's poster often displays a comic discrepancy as its premise. And you see this again and again. The title says Superbad, but the picture shows two hapless and anxious nerds. The title says White Chicks, but the picture shows two African-American men in drag and whiteface. The title says Bridesmaids, but the picture shows women lined up as if they were raunchy, ill-mannered criminals. A special kind of comic discrepancy is the creative lie, in which the audience shares a character's secret, specifically a lie a character has told others as a way of achieving some objective or want. Comic tension is created as the audience anticipates what will happen when this lie is found out. Almost all comic premises are created by the juxtaposition of two elements that shouldn't go together, and you'll find that most comic duos are pairs of opposites. Comic irony is created when the audience knows something that other characters do not, but this knowledge creates comic tension, the expectation of some laughable catastrophe or humiliation. For example, the audience usually recognizes the absurdity of the comic discrepancy, the juxtaposition of two wildly incongruous elements, but the characters on screen do not, and so they behave as if everything were normal. This is just to point out that the audience knows the banana peel is there, but the waiter does not. It's important because comic irony allows the screenwriters to use tools like revelation and recognition, but in a very different way than we see in thrillers like North by Northwest. Alright, the point of this entirely unfunny video is that the tools of suspense that we learned about last week are completely available and effective in comedy, although they are used for entirely different ends.